I believe that every day we should make sure our faith is at a 10 or 100 or 1,000 or whatever it is. The highest you can go, get your faith there. What better do you have to do? You know? So many times we'll go with depression, we'll go with loneliness, we'll go with sadness for no good reason. For no good reason. And yet we have the most beautiful reason to go with faith. We have the most beautiful reason to go with faith. Get your faith up. And I got this advice from a man who, I heard my brother ask him. This man has really experienced revival. He went from pastoring like 40 people. His book says, his name is Claudio Freyson, and he pastored like 40 people. And he said most of them were older women who fell asleep during his sermons. So like I think he pastors 50,000 now because a revival just like, he obeyed the Lord. That's what he did. He obeyed the Holy Spirit. He obeyed the Holy Spirit. He obeyed the Holy Spirit, did what the Holy Spirit told him to do. Out of his belly came rivers of living water. And that resulted in quite a bit of revival. Anyway, my brother asked him one time, what's your secret? Once you've got the fire, how do you keep it? Now, that's a good question. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Louisa. Roland Baker has a wonderful book called Keeping the Fire. So once you get the fire, don't you think it's important to keep it? The parable of the 10 virgins, Matthew 20, is it 4 or 5? 25. And we'll read it tonight. Matthew 25 shows us how important keeping the fire is. Keeping the fire. And so my brother said, once you get the fire, how do you keep it? And this pastor said, I personally listen or watch something that I am sure will get my faith to its highest every single day without fail. The Holy Spirit brought that conversation back to my mind because I didn't even know what fire they were talking about. I'm sitting at the table like, I don't know. I mean, I speak in tongues, but I don't know what they're talking about. I mean, I don't know. I didn't even know that I didn't know what they were talking about. To be honest with you, I didn't know that I didn't know. I was just sitting there listening. But man, once I caught on fire, I'm like, I will not let this die. I remember talking to an older woman at her house and describing what was happening to me. And she said, oh, I remember that season in my life. And I looked at her kindly, but inside I thought, thank you for that warning, because this is not a season. And I knew that I got to choose. I want you to hear me. You get to choose. Satan doesn't get to choose for your life. Circumstances do not get to choose if your faith is high. Do you hear me? Circumstances do not. Your current situation does not get to choose for you. I'm telling you, your current situation does not get to choose for you. You might say, well, after I get a job. Well, after I get married. Well, after my kids are grown. Well, after my husband changes. Well, after the church recognizes my giftings. Well, after. It will never stop. You will never, ever. I can't tell you how strongly I feel this. You will never find the perfect circumstance for revival in your life until you understand that Jesus Christ is the perfect circumstance. In every situation, Jesus Christ is the perfect circumstance for you to have your faith completely high and live in revival. Do you know what that looks like? You being revived. It means you dropping your pursuit of everything else.